ESL for the Pro League. We've got our final map, and we had a little bit of confusion, but we finally got it sorted out. It won't be Cash. It's actually going to be Inferno between Na'Vi and Dignitas, now in a one-on-one, or not one-on-one, currently a one-to-one scoreline. And as you were saying before we actually came back on air, Inferno is definitely a map that you expected to be picked.
Yeah, because they brought us the veto, and the last stage of the veto, they said, well, so Na'Vi bans out Inferno, and that means we're going to Cash. And I said, that's really weird, because Na'Vi normally are quite happy to play almost anybody on Inferno. Like, they even pick Inferno against teams where you think we probably shouldn't, because you're playing Envy, and Envy is like or Fnatic or something. But Na'Vi have a lot of confidence playing this map, and they are a really strong team. And I think, actually, when it comes to Na'Vi, this is one of the most interesting maps to watch them on, because they're so slow, but they're very sort of calculated. So I look forward to a lot here. All
right, we'll find out shortly. We're going to drop you in a game. The knife round is actually being done and underway. And everyone's slashing and knifing each other, as it looks like Na'Vi might come out ahead in this. And I would say it's most likely going to be over, but I've seen some ridiculous 1-on-5s. I think you were even casting that one, unless it was Face It. I think it was Device in a 1-on-5. And there we go. Nico not going to be able to clean up the rest of the team, and Na'Vi going to be started on the CT side of Inferno.
Yeah, I look forward to this one. Traditionally, though, a lot of these Danish teams with Pimp and a constellation of other players. Glaive isn't here because obviously him and Pimp officially hate each other. But a lot of these Danish, let's put it like this, a lot of these Danish teams that have had contact with Glaive as an in-game leader tend to play pretty well in Inferno too. So I think this is up to Dignitas to try and surprise us. I think Navi's definitely the favorite on this map, but we'll find out any second now. Pistol round coming up first, and look at this. It is all body armor on Na'Vi. Not one, well, apart from the decoy, not one single grenade. That is definitely very interesting.
And even C's actually with Guardian, we're sitting way back in spawn, maybe looking for a quick push towards somewhere. Dignitas could be doing it straight through Halls. Edward gonna be waiting to receive this and gonna back away. Zeus getting gooshed right off the bat. MSL does take him down. Edward backing away towards site. Does have the backup from his teammate there inside of Seized. And Seized hasn't been spotted. Look at this. He gets some free kills, but he can't connect the shots. The bomb is gonna be planted. He doesn't get a single one. AZ shuts him down. And now it's gonna be a 5-on-3 after plant situation for Dignitas.
Oh, the biggest struggle of Seized life, without a doubt. Now it's down to Flamey and Edward. They were the heroes of the last pistol on that CT side, but this one's going to be way more difficult. Bomb planted default, and down in pit. It's going to be Flamey going down there on quad, and it's Edward all alone. Silly as it sounds, he should try and save the armor here, because that's something he could use next round, and they're going to try hunting for him. Edward, good headshot. He goes down to Nico, and that's a great pistol round from Dignitas. Very explosive, but there are a number of things. I wish we could go back and watch it without the X-ray. I don't know how much Edward saw when he... Oh, sorry, was it Flamey? I think it was Flamey, actually, sorry, who made the jump up here to look down second mid. But if he saw 4 people, then they should have known a lot of what was going on. The fact that they lose the first guy in second mid is... Or, sorry, in middle is super... just really, really bad timing for them. And then Seized, he had the wrong gun for that situation. He should have had Tech 9 or 5.7 or something with a lot of bullets in.
It's gotta hurt when you look back at that and just wonder, how that round could have gone differently if you just connected a couple more of those shots. And he tried to rush in to stop that bomb from being planted. Unfortunately, not enough in the end. But we do have a couple of pistols and armor bought up for Na'Vi, looking for that second round win. Dignitas are slowly making their way up towards Zeus. Waiting to see this with that CZ for close range. Edward with that P250 backing off towards Arch. And Dignitas are just going to slowly crawl their way through. Zeus, he's going to have AZ right in his crosshair in just a few seconds. And you can see he just wants to peek around that corner. He wants a little bit more information. And Dignitas have made their way towards Arch.
Edward's here. P250 in hand. They are just going to overwhelm him here. Zeus will win the fight, but... And pick up the UMP, which is hugely important because he was almost out of bullets anyway. MSL will not go down. That could have been the big opening. If they could have got that kill on MSL, it's a 3v3. Maybe they get back into it. But now they're going to save the armor instead, which is a very good idea from Na'Vi here. This is what they need to do.
Really rough out of them. Fortunately, Edward, it's not the first time he's kind of turned in the wrong situation. I guess expecting that to be a pop flash of some sort. But he maybe would have had a kill or two. But either way, that's always, hindsight 2020. And that should be Na'Vi, like you said, saving their armor and pistols for this next round.
Now on the Dignitas side, I like the fact that they stayed as like one big group in that scenario. The only one to get picked off was AC, as the rest of the group kind of made their way around Arch. But it's still a really cool idea, because the worst thing that can happen in ecos like these is if you lose one guy early on and he kind of has a rifle, they steal that and it spirals out of control. Dignitas doing the best to make sure that didn't happen, so I kind of like that. One flashbang, one smoke off of Guardian here. Wondering if they're going to try a trick with this flashbang or if it's just going to be for show. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Edward and Suze are going to get the peek off of this flash. It's a good idea. Really simple. Could be really effective.
Well, Guardian's actually pushed up towards B this time instead of watching out towards middle. And then we'll get the spot. Zeus knows at least 1 or 2 men there towards mid. And Guardian, with the help of that smoke, was able to back away. But it's kind of a 3-man stack over towards B. And as I say that, I see Seized and Guardian both rotating back towards A. And Edward just waiting for someone just to come in his crosshairs, you know? Get a nice little kill. Maybe pick up a gun if you can. But again, Dignitas, I do have quite a few grenades left to work with. Couple of smokes, couple of flashes, even a Molotov on it, easy. And I always love this position that Seize is in. When you have a second man there at Arch, it's kind of like you draw their attention, the guy in Cubby can peek out and pick up so many kills. And Guardian just looking for that 1D, can't catch anything just yet.
And when is Seize going to be put into play? The smoke is still blocking him. He really tries to guess it, but can't find it at the end. It's MSL cleaning up, triple kill currently. Goes for a 4th one and will get it, so Flamey now the last guy left in MSL's ace here, but with 3 health, I mean, he might not be the best candidate for it. He's getting a lot of money for those kills, though. Look at this. And we were kind of criticizing MSL on Mirage, saying he wasn't that visible. It's a good start for him on this map.
Oh, let's see if he can get the ace, though. He's going to be looking right at him, and he doesn't get the shot. Flamey does shut him down, and I was going to say, there's only been 1 ace over the entirety of the Pro League, and that was out of Maniac. And that could have been the second one, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. And
he had the perfect opportunity. I think he was feeling... wasn't the guy feeling up for it.
Did he turn away, like, after he saw him?
I just think he was like... I don't know, maybe he was mentally not expecting someone to be there, so he just had a moment of hesitation, but... We're into the 4th round, and Na'Vi finally with some rifles. Not the AWP yet on Guardian, it's FAMAS instead, but still pretty decent. We'll see how much they can accomplish.
Quick push. Oh, look at that ace. He gets the kill on a Zeus, and the Guardian can't spray down too many. Edward, though, can retreat back towards Pit. Expecting a couple more people to push in, but Pip comes in from the high ground, Supermans him. And now Guardian inside of sight gets jump shotted by Nico. Na'Vi are just crumbling in this round as Nico picks up a second. And Dignitas, oh my god, what happened from that last map? They are looking completely different.
A bit of a mental switch up from the Danish team, without a doubt. Just not letting that huge loss go get to them. And maybe they just figured, well, look, Mirage isn't our best map, far from it. We know it's Na'Vi's best map. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just, you know, accept the fact that we won't win this map and go on to play Inferno instead. Cease causing them a little bit of grief in the end. Pimp not going to die to the bomb, so still hugely successful round. And now we have some really tough choices to make now. FAMAS being purchased on Zeus. See, this is where I was wondering if we were going to see the new SMG metagame that so many people have been talking about, but it's actually FAMAS instead. So maybe it's been overstated a bit much how you know much these SMGs are going to make it into the pro level. I mean, we've seen some of them today, so it's not like they're invisible, but. Yeah. This is around where they actually prefer having FAMAS and then no grenades. Flamey getting overrun though, and Siege will die. What an opening here. AC just knocking heads.
You know, honestly, out of Dignitas, what we've seen so far, I've seen one thing in particular that I love out of them is the mindset of realizing, you know, teams, they'll use their smokes later, they'll use their flashes later. They won't use them at the beginning of the round because, you know, what pro teams rush really anymore or are super aggressive early on. And in the last 2 rounds alone, with this one just rushing up towards B, catch them off guard at Banana, and last round where they rush straight up towards middle, they're keeping that in their heads of, if we go quick, they're not going to expect it. And we can pick up so many easy rounds from this. Then after that, we can kind of change up our style and not let Na'Vi get comfortable with how we're playing.
And I kind of wish there was a way to sort of replay individual rounds, like have a save point. I'd like to go back and sort of save this round and say, what happens to Na'Vi if instead of buying FAMAS, they buy MP9s and then smoke and flashbangs? Because one of the reasons why you want smokes over here is obviously because you want to, if you can, you want to try and control this section of the top of banana, which is when you put down a smoke in this tiny circle that I try and draw, or you just try and smoke off the sort of the main choke point and then control the B-bomb side like that. But if you don't have the smokes, you can't really do that. We see now how Na'Vi would like to do it in a normal round, which is obviously this pretty heavy emphasis smoke and Molotovs put down, and then they push down to take the control. But Dignitas, they're going to come charging through, and they win it. AC with another double opening. What we're seeing right here, statistically, is very, very unlikely to happen. This is very difficult to accomplish when you're on the terrorist side. Na'Vi had a great setup for it, and Dignitas just fired their way through.
I'm surprised they're still committing towards this B push. The bomb was nowhere near this, and they took so long to get in towards site that it's allowing time for Na'Vi to get set up. And we're going to have Edward going for the flank yet again. A 3-on-1 as Zeus picks up the first kill. Can't get the kill onto Kirabu. And now Edward in a 1-on-2. He's been able to do this before. This is going to be a little bit rough. Kirabu with 2 under his belt already. And he has a full set of grenades to use. Edward, this is your prime time to shine. Looks for the man towards the box. Can't connect just yet as he's just toying with them, playing games, but that's going to take him out of that spot. And that will allow a free kill. No, he runs out of ammo! He switches to the USB and he can't connect on a Kirabu. And that will be Dignitas with a 6-0 lead on T side of Inferno. When was the last time you ever heard someone say that?
Not against Na'Vi, at least. This is very upsetting, and I don't know, the Molotov and then forcing him out and running out of bullets, that's just painful. Still a very tough clutch regardless. 6-0, I can't believe it. Now we see another one of these rounds where now we have 2 smokes. I actually think in this scenario, I'd actually rather see Na'Vi try and go aggressive instead of playing passively. So I like Edward up here. Flamey outside could be decent, but they're going to run out of smokes any second, and Dignitas could just wait it out, and they're going to walk into any bomb site without any resistance almost.
Actually, no one's even in towards A. It's Zeus and Edward pushed up in apartments. That's going to be prime time for Pimp, but Garden able to come around, spot them out towards the middle to get some decent damage in. And then to mention that information, which is going to be ever so crucial. And Edward is pushing up apartments, and he doesn't expect Pimp there. And that will allow a couple of kills to come in, but Zeus going to be coming up big, picks up 2, look for the third, he gets it on a Nico. And that does stop this push right in its tracks as Pimp's finally able to respawn and sees if he can just connect a couple of shots to the smoke. He can't do it. And this will be an after-plant situation, but with Zeus off the back of him, he's able to make this much more possible for Na'Vi.
Oh, great move from Seized, actually trying to see if he can catch them, because they thought maybe that Molotov was going to keep him away, but he's left Flamey alone in a 1v2, and this is really tough. Na'Vi going for a pause after this round, and Flamey going to run away.
They just need to mentally recoup. Like, what? They don't know what's going on. I mean, it feels like they're not comfortable, currently in this game. We saw just in the round prior with that smoke towards Banana, they were able to get, they finally got Banana control. But what happened? Dignitas flashed him in, ran him backwards. AZ picks up 2 kills, and they get control of the B site. They are just catching Na'Vi completely off guard.
Yeah, they're really playing well at the moment, Dignitas. They're getting some really good reads in, and I was trying to say that I think Na'Vi should go for some aggression. What I meant by that was very, very often when you see it, well, not very often, but a big indication that some CT aggression is coming out, particularly on Inferno, is if you see the CT side have no smokes, but they have a lot of rifles.
I did not know you could draw outside the map.
You can.
Today I learned.
Yeah.
Very cool.
If you see they have no smokes but a bunch of rifles, generally speaking, especially if you're watching Na'Vi and Virtus Pro, those are the 2 teams that really love to do it. It can mean that they're trying to go for a play where you push maybe 2 or 3 people down banana and 2 or 3 people down mid and try and crunch and control the mid area. That's something I thought maybe Na'Vi's going to try and do, but the fact is Dignitas in the round where I assist that, they actually played super passively. They probably would have been ready for that kind of push because they must know that Na'Vi right now, they're searching for the one key to get back into it. And normally, the way to win CT rounds on Inferno, and again, anyone who's been watching a lot will already know this, but it involves buying smokes and smoking off the choke points and just buying time, especially on the B-bomb site, buying endless amounts of time. But they don't have the money to buy smokes, so they have to come up with something else. And, well, yeah, my only option then would probably be try and go aggressive. Because otherwise you're slow playing, and you're sort of slow playing right into what Dignitas want to do.
What about stacks? We haven't really seen them stacking too many sites. We saw maybe a little bit of aggression early on towards B with a 3-man stack, but then they rotated 2 people away.
The problem is the normal stack on this map is the one where you have 1 person here and then 4 people at A. That's only possible when you have smokes and Molotovs.
Yeah.
You need those grenades to make all those strats on Inferno revolve around the grenades. So they've been they've been stripped of all of it. It's actually really weird. It's a really weird position they're in. And Dignitas are reading them quite well. So I'm not sure. I feel like, wait, the other tactic that they could go for if they really wanted to stack as well, leave Guardian or Edward if he wants to do it instead, but leave someone with an AWP alone somewhere. But they can't afford that either. Yeah. So all the options that they might have had are sort of slowly slipping away.
You know, I really want to give credit to the side of Dignitas too, because, you know, we talked about this, you know, today when we came in. I mean, to be honest, to be blunt, expected a 2-0 for Na'Vi. Like, we've known Dignitas, like, on paper, really good team, but haven't really been performing like it. And I think you even said that earlier on, but you know, honestly, they're playing damn well.
They are. And I think it's definitely true. Like, on paper, Dignitas team should be stronger than they've been playing recently. I don't know exactly where they fit in, like, a top 15 type of lineup. Yeah. That's really hard to call right now, actually, but they do have the manpower to play really well, without a doubt. So it's been disappointing, I think, in the past to see them. Now it's looking a lot better. And honestly, Na'Vi, I don't know, they got off way on the wrong foot on this map and somehow can't seem to mentally get back into it, which is weird.
You know, I mean, we had Dignitas coming off the back. I guess you can call it a kind of high. I mean, it's not like a first-place finish, but they placed third at Copenhagen Games, where they were able to beat Copenhagen Wolves in the groups 2-0, even beat Flipside 2-0 in the winners bracket, and then again later on in the final bracket. You know, Flipside is a team that just recently beat Na'Vi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember what tournament that was. I think it was the CCS kickoff. So, I mean, there's potential for Dignitas to really, you know, to play extremely well and to outperform them. But, you know, I feel like Na'Vi, ever since the Astana Dragon days, like, they haven't been able to get a finish that they really want. I think there was, like, one tournament in there where they got, like, a nice top 2 finish, but they've never been able to hit that peak, you know? They've never been able to really kind of shine really bright within the scene.
Now, they need something else. Well, we always talk about Na'Vi as being a team that plays to the strength of their opponents. So it's like if they play a really strong team, then Na'Vi tends to be really strong. If they play a slightly weaker team, Na'Vi tends to be like a little bit weaker. I don't know if that's what's happening here, but they're definitely not playing to their full potential at the moment, Na'Vi. And they don't have, I mean, you can see the sacrifice here is actually one that says, okay, we saved the M4, now let's buy smokes and try and play the standard play on Inferno, where we just buy time, more and more and more time. And Dignitas saying, well, you can try and buy time over at B, but we're going to just have an explosive round. This is pretty much a perfect read.
Edward again just turns at the last second. He will be flanked in just a few, probably out of apartments. Just does pick up one. AZ does pick up one himself. And again, bomb going to be planted. But AZ and Pimp very low on life, so it is very doable for the side of Na'Vi. But with Pimp burning alive seized, makes it that much harder. And it looks like they will be saving these guns.
Pretty much the perfect strat you want to run in that type of situation. The reason why more people don't go aggressively in apartments with multiple people is because once you have someone defending from pit, pushing out apartments becomes a very, very bad idea. One person could defend against almost endless amount of terrorists coming out.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy headshot and it's really hard to flash or smoke people down there. There's just so much working for the pit player. So the one time where you really want to go for an apartments push is if they're holding 1 or 2 people quad. Especially if you're going middle as well. Even if you have 2 people here, they have to defend against boiler, mid, and also the people coming out here. It's a horrible position to be in there because you
just make a delicious sandwich.
Exactly, a really, really delicious sandwich. 8-0. Now this is where Na'Vi have to turn around, and they have to make this 8-7 pretty much right now.
Well, with that save they're able to do in that last round because they saved the M4. They actually have an op finally for Guardian. They do have quite a few smokes and flashes to work with. So this is finally their time to really rise up, pick up a round or 2, because already it's going to be tough to come back from this.
So tough. Guardian smoked off in the middle. They're going to try and move up. This time the situation is much better for a hold here at the apartments. Edward and Zeus downstairs as well. Edward already flashed. Got to try and get into pit. He's not going to hit the shot. Zeus will pick it up. Still got 11 bullets left and goes for the kill on Kirby. Will pick him up. Good kill coming in. Now MSL and Nico are left, and the bomb not being planted yet. And they got to move to do this pretty soon, but the bomb is going to be picked up first here. Guardian drops MSL, and it's all on Nico. Goes down to Flamey. And that will be Na'Vi with 8-1. So kind of nice for Dignitas to show us 2 different rounds where they push apartments, and the difference between having guys hold in the pit section and guys hold in the quad section. That's basically what we just saw.
Maybe they were listening, Anders. Maybe they heard you, ask for that. But now we're going to that potential trap. You know, we saw Dignitas pick up a round, then they lost consecutive after that. Na'Vi able to finally pick up the first of this half and of this map. But can they win consecutive rounds back-to-back? That's the real question. And Dignitas don't seem too phased just yet. They have so much money to work with. They still have a full plethora of nades to use.
Nice position from Edward here.
I mean, if I come out of boiler, I'd never look up there.
No, definitely not. It's maybe a position that could be used more. I have a couple of other ones that I like, but...
Like to share with us?
No.
Come on. I want to rank up a little bit.
We'll wait. See if it's going to be an interesting video at some point. I tried to explain to some of the players in the hotel lobby yesterday, but...
Actually, I saw someone watching one of your bomb plant videos.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I try, but they don't always listen. Edward, a little bit of a flash in here. Let's see if it's going to work. He will need some backup from Zeus. He can't just stay here alone against 3 people. But he's also got Guardian over at Archway. 35 seconds left. Really slow round from Dignitas. Once Na'Vi gets to the seaside, this timing will be common, but... Oh, nice jump over Edward. This is perfect. Gets 2 kills. Tries to run back here through the smoke. AC's going to pick him up now. Guardian rotating in very low on health. Still picks up that kill on AC. And jumping down into Pit. Zeus is there to eat Pimp. And it's going to be down to Nico here. 1v4. What a great performance from Edward.
Oh, Nico, he's got in towards sight. He's got the kill onto Guardian. He's going to go for the bomb pit with 8 seconds remaining. Now he fakes it out, trying to go for a couple of kills. He does get another one, looking for maybe a third. But with no time left, it looks like he might just try to save this AK. And he will go down after time, causing him to get no money for that round. But again, Na'Vi able to take consistent rounds. And like you said, it was Edward who jumped up across onto short and got 2 fantastic kills.
That's so big. Really, really nice. Imagine if he missed that jump somehow. It just falls down. But when he's up there on the canopy, he can look over the smoke and make such a big difference. So Na'Vi escaped losing after winning, which is obviously the big deal here. But Nico still did so much damage that they got to win even more. Guardian could have had a great... I think that would have hit 3 people if he'd actually hit that shot. But he does still get the opening kill on Nico and stops them on short. They have 3 people in this bomb site. Dignitas have to rethink what they're doing.
And they try playing a little bit aggressive. Actually not working out too well. Molotov will hold them back for a little bit more time. And Flamey, his trigger finger's itching to just push out. But it looks like he might get flashed out from Guardian. And he will go for the peek, will get taken out immediately. And Guardian going to try to hold him to sight by himself. Misses that op shot. Has C's rotating from C to spawn. Misses a second. And the smoke will come in to buy him a little bit of time. And the Molotov to follow up from C's. But there should be a bomb plant. And Guardian has... pretty decent angle. The smoke not really covering off everything on spools, with that second smoke coming in, that will buy the time for Dignitas to go for quite a few kills and potentially get that bomb to explode.
Oh, C's got to be careful. Doesn't take too much damage from the fire here. Looks like Na'Vi are going to decide to run out. Because again, Nico, even though he never got the bomb plant, actually what he did is much better. Because those 2 kills mean now Na'Vi don't have the money to try and go for this. They have to try to run away. And if Nico got the bomb down, yeah, they would have had $800 more in Dignitas, but they have so much money, they don't really care.
Yeah.
Actually, even though he died after the bomb runs out, or the time run out, and actually normally that's something we criticize a lot, I think his sacrifice was definitely worth it in that last round. Comes back to haunt them quite badly here. So, 9-2. And Na'Vi, I don't know, this is just very, very bad on them. I feel like Dignitas are completely surprising us at the moment.
Honestly, credit to them. You know, I like to see these teams really step up, and not to mention the shoes they had to fill, you know, from the team that became TSM. But look at C's pushed up for sandbags. That nade coming in, and a nice flash as well from a teammate to help out. They're so low on HP, but AZ again secures the kill, and now there's no one left in this B site. Oh,
grenade on in. No, it's not going to bounce the right way. There could have been a triple grenade right there if they had all lined up for it, but they're not gonna. And Zeus has been smoked off here. Molotov on through the bomb, still goes down. Zeus gets a kill. Edward with an easy kill on Pimp there. Nico and AC collectively 23 health here. This should not be around where they end up winning it. You never know. And now they have to go for this retake as well, and they should have time for it. Grenade comes out, and they're going to walk right into that. And nah, still easy kill there. AC waiting. Sees the shadow, and they almost line up. Scary moment.
Oh, my butt cheeks clenched there just to see their heads almost aligned perfectly for a double headshot. And Easy does pick up 2 kills, but it's not enough. Na'Vi pick up another round, 3-9. It's still not really favorable for Na'Vi. I mean, definitely not at all. But if they can close out the rest of this, that T side might be looking a little bit easier for him.
You gotta wonder as well. It must be frustrating knowing that the rounds you win are still really close rounds where you almost lose them.
That's true. There hasn't been one-sided rounds for Na'Vi yet.
You need. I mean, I think they had like one where it was like a good round, but apart from that, they need a lot more here. Seized, hiding behind the truck. It's going to try and see if he can get out. Perfect timing here. Does get the 1 kill. Almost runs out of bullets. Still going to get the kill with the Molotov on Nico, and that leaves MSL and Pimp left. 2v4 right now. And Na'Vi looking to claim a 4th round. They desperately need it. MSL, really good trick here that anyone can use. Look over the smoke.
I don't know if he pulled off that well, though, that amazing shot. And they're going to push straight through. Zeus, though, tucked nice and covey, does pick up a kill or 2. And that does net Na'Vi another round. I mean, Dignitas, they're going to be happy with 9, but I feel like they probably expected maybe pick up a couple more with how these rounds went, with how close they've been.
I mean, sure, when you pick up 8 in a row like this, you know, then, yeah, you want as much as you can get. But I think 9 is an overwhelming amount for what's going on here. The one saving grace for Na'Vi towards the end of this half is that the Danish team is finally running out of money. Maybe there's a chance that they could turn this around and get to 9-6 just because Dignitas is going to be ecoing.
We do have at least 4 people bought up. Guard now rotating around from B towards A, pulling a little bit of a JW style, pushing around the map. I really want to see JW play, actually, on Inferno to see how aggressive he is.
As far as I can tell, he's just as aggressive as always. You can nerf the AWP, but you can't nerf JW. I think that's become the saying now.
That's a good saying. Oh, look at this. They're actually wrapping around towards CT spawn. Flamey's going to be here to receive, and he does pick up the first kill to MSL, but can he get the second onto Kierba, who's getting flanked from the backside on top of this? It looks like Zeus will be able to shut him down, but AZ and Pimp have made their way through Banana. There's no one even defending onto this B site, and that should be a plant.
Yeah, 2v4 for the retake here. Must-win round for Na'Vi, but there's a lot of health on Dignitas, even though they don't have the grenades here to try and keep Na'Vi away. Na'Vi's still being very slow about this retake. They're actually waiting an enormous amount of time to try and really make this work. I'm not sure what they're doing right now. AC's going to win this fight, and Na'Vi, this is a disaster. Now it's a 2v2, and they spent so much time doing this. Guardian will pick up the kill. Diffuse already happening here. AC going to pick it up. Diffuse stops, and Guardian goes down. AC with the triple, and that is, I don't know, a catastrophe for the Na'Vi team. That should have been their round, but the retake was very, very, very slow.
That was such a weird hold by Pimp and AZ too, because they were both looking towards construction. They completely wrote off CT spawn, and they wrote off Banana. And when we saw the man peek out, Pimp picks him off, and then AZ has a free kill because they're not expecting 2 people to be looking that same direction when it's a 2-on-4. Well done. Now takes us up to 10-4 in favor of Dignitas. And we're getting a little bit aggressive in towards Window. Does pick up the kill onto Kierbu. And now it does give him that man advantage into this final round of the first half.
Yeah, nice push into window room like that. I really love that. And then the smoke comes up. Not going to take anyone through.
Oh, they don't really have many smokes left to work with to block this area off.
But look at this trick once again. This is something that anyone could do. Like any matchmaking game where that smoke goes off, you should try and jump up on the cart to look over. It's a very, very effective way of checking if someone's up there.
Well, last smoke being used out of Na'Vi. We do have Seized and Flamey both here to stop this push from potentially coming in. And Zeus does secure another kill onto MSL as he's pushing up from alt mid. Now with a 3-man squad, looks like they will head back towards B. Actually, Flamey and Seized both sitting on the same side of the site. Will they expect 2? As he's going to push out with a nice help. The flashbang gets one. Nico does secure a kill though. And Flamey now the last man alive inside of sight to stop this ball from being planted. They haven't even looked towards him just yet. He's going to go for the planter. He gets it down. Nico loses the bomb. And Flamey is still alive.
All alone is Pimp, and Flamey will get the kill. So 5-10. And Na'Vi managed to salvage what little is left of this first half here. But definitely a disastrous result for Na'Vi right now. They are a team that can have really impressive T-side halves on this map, but
do you think that impressive though? Can we see them take that many rounds? 11?
I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But we'll see. We've been wrong already today, Jason. So I mean, I'm ready to be surprised.
I'm not going to say they can't do it. I'm just going to say it's very unlikely
Yeah.
for them to do, because that way at least have an out if they do come back.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So if you're just joining us today, then welcome to the ESL Pro League Winter Finals. Just getting started. It's literally the first match that we're doing today here. And there's going to be matches all day, so stick around. And remember, there's also the main stream. So watch both streams if you can, please, guys. It's so many good games going on
Over there, it's
simultaneously.
TSM versus Virtus Pro. And that's with Cadian filling in for Device. And I heard they were winning on Overpass last time I saw.
Oh, really? Oh, Nico. Great opening here. And if they win this pistol round, Dignitas, that might just be it already. MSL getting blocked in the back, trying to see if he can make it out. And they're running in towards the CT spawn. They're going to wrap around. Pimp is by the tree waiting. And his teammates, they're trying to come in here. AC gets the one, and Pimp's still waiting. But no one is going to come that way. Are they wrapping back around? They're still debating it, Navi. They just want to see how many Dignitas members are going to come looking for them.
Yeah, they have so much time to work with. They don't really need to commit towards any of these sites for now. And Nico, I think they know he's going to be towards Library. Look at that man charge straight through Guardian, looking for the kill, looking for that one-on-one, and Nico gonna get cut out from the side, and that will be the ace site completely open. And Navi, they're gonna pick up this pistol round, most likely. I'm not gonna say for sure that they will, because Pimp is coming in from Arch side looking for a kill or two.
Nicely handled by Navi, and seized especially triple kill. Very smart choice. Normally, when you see people rotate in here, the obvious thing to do is actually to just run for B. Because now you've cleared in a whole new path, and it's really hard to hold B once you don't have CT spawn anymore. But the fact that they waited and that Dignitas lost patience and said, oh, we've got to go and help Pimp right at B, then they lost a couple of players doing that. Nice start from Navi.
It's actually interesting to see them push that aggressively when Pimp most likely didn't even make a call that they were coming. Like, you did not physically hear them running towards that site at that time. But Dignitas, they're buying up pistols, armor. And they're able to secure first kill on a seized.
Yeah, and the hero of that is, like, I mean, it's a team
the unsung
effort,
hero.
But yeah, MSL with that flashbang, perfect timing.
We've seen Freiburg do that quite a few times for Get Right on IP on Inferno. It's a little bit of a different position, but it allows you to go for that quick peek where their team is completely blind. They won't get the gun off of it just yet, but they do have the man advantage. And they already have 4 men stacked up towards A. Nico and MSL waiting for that push towards Arch. And MSL, oh, he's getting really aggressive. Couple bullets do tag him. A couple bullets will be shot back towards the enemy team. But with 45 seconds to go, Navi still could hit back towards B, and AZ, he's still there to defend against us with that smoke to buy even more time if he does see them coming.
Oh, this could be huge. If they go back and he smokes it off, they have to go A. There's the smoke. So now they definitely will commit, but I think Dignitas think it's going to be B. So they've left 2 people over at A. They are in pit, which is really important. These 2 players need to buy time. Staying alive a long time is the only thing that matters right now, and they weren't quite successful at that. It's not really their fault. That's a really hard task to accomplish, but let's say they could have dug in and tried to hide by the truck and hide, just hide in pit generally. It would have been huge for them.
He's able to pick up another kill with that CZ, and that should allow him to pick up an AK, or at least a MAC-10. Oh, look at that shot out of Nico. I love the ragdoll physics sometimes. But Nico now in a 1-on-2. Not a lot of time to work with. And no kit in hand. We'll get 1 kill, make it a little bit costly for the side of Navi, but I would imagine he's going to save this gun for that next round.
Yeah, definitely. But kind of the same patterns we're seeing in the first half. Even the rounds that Navi win, they just barely win them.
And this was like a semi-bought up Dignitas with just pistols and armor. So you really got to wonder what's going on in the Navi camp. But nonetheless, I mean, they did pick up quite a few rounds. 3 rounds on this, or the first 3 rounds, sorry, of the CT side, or T side. I'm just everywhere today. But they still have a couple of MAC-10s to work with. Yeah,
and Dignitas not going for an early buy. I was wondering if they would try and do that. Instead, what they do is they put Nico with the armor and the Galil over at this bomb site, A bomb site, and they stack B for the rest of it. So, kind of a gamble. I can see what they're thinking, but I kind of wish someone was here with Nico just so that they could pick up the Galil if it drops. But maybe it'll work. He's going to have a lot of targets very soon.
And they've not actually backed away towards B either. They're going to continue to push up. They're sending Guardian Edward over towards Arch. Nico just trying to spot out the first man to come across his crosshair. And within a few seconds, it might, in fact, just happen. Smoke's being set up. Arch and Library both completely locked off. And Nico, he needs to come up big for his team. And let's see what he does. In pit with 4 men around him, picks up the first kill to Guardian, looking for a second on the truck, gets it onto Zeus this time. And you know what? This investment's paid off so far because the team is rotating. He picks up a third. Na'Vi are just feeding him kills.
This is absurdly well played from Nico. Way more than you could expect from any player. That was a world-class defense coming out from Nico right there. And Na'Vi, they gotta be hating themselves right now. Quad kill from Nico and around with 1 Galil single-handedly defending that bomb site. That has to be one of the best defenses I've ever seen a pit on A with in that type of situation. That's truly mind-blowing.
That should not happen. Credit to Nico, though, for
That's
pulling off those shots.
yeah,
That first shot on a Guardian to shut him down coming from Arch was amazing.
Yeah, and you saw his decision-making as well. Like, he was up on the balcony, and the second he realized that he was, in a sense, compromised, because that position works for when no one is Arch, and they're either coming up balcony or they're coming up quad, and you can get a kill. As soon as he realized that wasn't happening, drops down into pit, and just perfect play. That was actually beautiful.
Dignitas basically don't have to buy a single gun. They buy 2, and they get the AK and the Galils to work with. So they get even more money in their pockets for next round, even if they do lose this one.
Oh my god. Well, I think that's the first nail in the coffin for Na'Vi. Losing around like that is extremely painful.
Oh, nice smoke comes in to buy a little bit of time, but what a shot out of Flamey. Now Pimp waiting to see with that same Galil. And he can't do much with it, not like Nico did in the round before. And now Caribou trying to hold front pit. He'll spot out 3 men towards Arch. And they gonna come in and do some good damage. And he gets the kill on the Flamey. Now backing away towards the back of pit. Waiting for the rotates to come in to help out. And he'll get a second kill on Zeus. That's bomb now down. This is his game to play.
Yeah, Caribou buying so much time, but he needs help, and AC's right there. The flashbang works once, next flash is out. AC coming out of the library, picking up the first kill, goes for a second, sprays down Edward. It's up to Seized now, 1v2 again. Na'Vi, they had the position, they had the guy in pit trapped in there, but they can't take him out, and now Seized. 1v2, looks the wrong way, and Caribou with a triple. First it was Nico, and then Caribou. What a stunning performance from the Danish team here, round for round. And unlike some of the previous rounds where it seemed like it's come a little bit easy to Dignitas, all they've done on the T side is AC picking up opening kills on Banana and then they win the round. These last 2 rounds were really hard fought, and that's how you win against Na'Vi, I suppose, on this map. That was incredible.
You talked about it earlier, how hard it is to take out that guy Pit when they're tucked in nice and neat, and Nico and Caribou both showing how well they can hold on to that area.
Yeah. And even the flash from Caribou down there helping Aegis to get out of library. There's so much going on in these rounds. We need like a slow motion function so we can actually talk about it, because it's just some really good Counter-Strike coming out right now. Not a lot that Na'Vi could do this round, but a bomb plant would go a long ways. Oh.
Tried to shoot his teammate there, Seized. Gonna fall from MSL off towards Arch. Oh, gets dinked up, but MSL does clean up the round. And Dignitas 3 rounds away from securing themselves a spot into the winner's bracket, or the winner's game match of this group.
Yeah, it's a GSL type group format.
Yep.
So
double limb.
Yeah, you win 2 matches and you're out and you're through. You lose 2 and you're out. Yep. So Na'Vi is still out if they lose this. But obviously, everyone was expecting them to win. They haven't lost yet, but
I mean, playing against the loser of TSM and Virtus Pro isn't going to be that easy either.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Seized, a little bit tagged up already. And they're back here, again, pit position, 1 in sight, 1 in archway. Just completely standard setup for Dignitas right here. And
you touched on this so many times with Na'Vi on the CT side, but look how many smokes they have to work with. Well, they had 2. They both just threw them out, so they're going to have to commit towards this A site, and they're going to rush straight in. Caribou in pit yet again, looking for another kill. And he's not going to get this time on this. Zeus does clean him up, but Nico comes up. Pimp picks up 1. Edward able to respawn on Nico, just waiting for that smoke to dissipate.
Yeah, that's a really quick push from Na'Vi. Really quick to get the bomb down, and they've already put it down in the default spot here. Edward coming out to take down AC and turns around, almost gets the second kill there on MSL. So 2v2 retake coming in here, and MSL goes for the kill. Should have already got that one on Guardian, but he's still alive. Nico trying to help out, will pick up the 1, and now it's Flamey versus MSL. 8 health here for the Danish player, and Flamey trying to hide in the back. He will get the kill and holds on to this hope for Na'Vi. Great round from the terrorist side. What I really like is the fact that they pushed so quick out of apps, which is actually some of what Dignitas did to them. They kind of flipped the tables on them. They pushed before the minute mark, and that's not something we see Na'Vi do too often on this map. So
maybe trying to read into the mind games then a little bit of them into the toss. And all they had was 2 smokes to work with. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and sure as hell they executed it perfectly. Caribou, oh, is he gonna go for the peek on alt mid or just kind of sit towards Boiler? But easy, getting a little bit aggressive towards Venet. Does pick up the kill onto Seized. And Navi with the man down with only 1 smoke left to work with and 3 flashes. There's not much you can do with 1 smoke to take a site. Pretty sure there's no site out there that you could take with 1 smoke.
No.
And this is going to be coming down just to raw aim.
I mean, if you actually, specifically when you have 1 smoke, it might be worth it to try and see if you can smoke off quad or arch and then just take middle and play off of that. Like, try and see what you can work with. But Flamey lost the smoke when he died, so it's down to a 3v5 here. And if they lose this round, Navi, they will be utterly out of money, and Dignitas will find themselves at match point here, or map point very soon. Guardian to pick off Nico, though, really big opening. They need a couple more here. And the defensive position over here, pit and up on balcony.
I love how they're set up and how they're not even challenging Guardian. Yeah. Like, why give them a chance to get back in this? Yeah. 35 seconds still on the clock. They're so close to securing a win, and they're forcing Navi to make the play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just very disciplined play and no one doing anything at all, which seems like it's pretty standard. But even at a pro level, this sometimes goes badly. Kirby waiting. Zeus, what a great peek in. Now down to the pit here. Pimp gonna pick up 1. Goes for Guardian. Guardian will pick him out. Now it's 2v2. It's not over yet. Navi do not give up easily. MSL will pick off Guardian, so it's all on Zeus. He puts the bomb down. Couple of seconds left, goes to fight and wins it against MSL, and he knows where AC is as well. Danish player charging in, and Zeus is playing for time, and that is very smart. AC goes straight for it, and Zeus is gonna shoulder peek him, jiggle peek him with the knife to increase his strafing capacity, holding it down. Here's Zeus just playing a very dangerous game, but AC can't seem to stop it, and Zeus will win it at the end. Even watching that is annoying, isn't it, Jason? Imagine playing against it.
It's so frustrating, because you've been in those matchmaking games when that happens to you, and you just feel helpless. Like, there's nothing you can do, but I really question why. I think that was Pimp. No, sorry,
wait a minute.
Pimp who challenged?
I have to just quickly interrupt you here, because they have 4 grenades here on the Danish side. So it's unlikely this will work, but it's still going to be good fun if it does. Grenades down middle, a lot of damage. Kirby Pimp as well with the kills. They're crushing them. They're rushing in. MSL with the kill. And now it's Seized and Zeus left. They are fighting back and winning. And Kirby will be alone 1v2. But I'm sorry, that grenade push is not that often we see it. And it rarely works as well as it just did. Kirby coming out of the underground there to take out Seized. The timing could not possibly have been better. And now he has no idea where Zeus is. Falling back into it, and he can't win the fight. But that's still a huge result. I'm sorry, I had to.
No, that's perfectly well reasoned. That was just ridiculous out of Dignitas, and Zeus was the only man remaining, so making it very costly for the side of Navi. But to go back to the round, just prior from this one, why did they challenge? It was a 2-on-1, and I can't remember who the man was. I want to say it was Pimp, but he challenged, got taken down. They left AZ in a 1-on-1 against Zeus, and that was a lot harder to win than a 2-on-1 when you could have a man protecting you from that angle.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that was probably a bit of a mistake, but yeah, sometimes that happens.
It's adrenaline kicking, blood pumping. You just want to pick up that next kill,
something like that.
Get more on your KD.
I mean, it's always hard to say, because on the one hand, you want players at this level to have a lot of confidence in what they do, but there is some sort of line between having confidence and having too much confidence, so you make dumb decisions. So it's hard to say sometimes. And now we see, we were talking about this on the Na'Vi side, if you have the equipment for it, you can do this. 1 person here, 4 in A. It's a really, really nice idea. And MSL, so AC still over here, he still has the Molotov, he still has the smoke. And with 50 seconds left, Na'Vi are back to their slow, usual style. See if they can get in here and stop the Dignitas team. Nice shot. That was a full flash shot coming in there. Zeus couldn't see a thing and still opened up. Now MSL has to be a bit of a god here in the back of sight. Nico's going to get smoked off. He can't help him. This is all down to MSL.
For a couple of shots, he can't connect, unfortunately, and Nico forced to rotate back towards Archway, but the bomb is still towards A. The bomb, in fact, is going to get planted towards A, and the turnaround, the 180 to Nico, not going to connect onto Zeus. And Na'Vi, after being down, 5-10 at the end of the first half, have come back so damn well. 11-13, it's very doable for Na'Vi to pick up this win still.
Oh yeah, now it definitely is. Dignitas are ecoing. I don't know, the Danish team, I think now is, I don't think panic is set in yet. They're thinking, we'll eco this one, we'll buy next time, and it'll be all right. But if they don't win the next round up from this one, things get a little bit tricky. And that kill from Zeus early on, it's kind of hard to deal with that. Flashbang should have worked. It worked earlier.
It did work. It blinded, but shooting through a blind is a little bit different.
Oh, someone's already walked past AC. He doesn't realize it, but Edward had already walked in past him here. And he's tabbing away with the Mac-10. Don't you know, Edward? That's not how it's supposed to work. You just run and shoot.
Just kind of like the Tech-9. Just run and shoot. But now you have Pimp and Caribou, the last two alive. And it's going to come in from the back, but unfortunately Caribou not able to connect the shots fully onto Flamey. But he's still sitting on very low health, and they could potentially pick up this gun because they sandwiched him in. And they will in fact pick up a kill. Now Edward just holding down left click, picks up another kill on a Pimp, and Caribou should... Actually, no, he probably won't be able to say this. There's 3 men closing on him quickly. And there it is, Edward. 4 kills that round.
That gives you a lot of money to work with.
2,400.
It's not bad, is it?
That is a ridiculous amount of money. That's before even winning the round.
But here we go. Dignitas, kind of an important round coming up here. It's currently 5 in a row for the Na'Vi team playing terrorist side. The Danes, they need something, and maybe it's the AWP, or maybe it's just the fact that they have a lot of Molotovs and smoke grenades. There's a lot to work with here. Nico and Guardian is a bit of a stand-in. Guardian's going to jump in and gets taken out. And that is, yeah, jumping is really tricky. Maybe that's Guardian's way of saying, okay, if I can't do the peek while scoped anymore because of the change to the AWP, maybe I can jump in. And actually, this is something that's gotten lost in the history books, but in 1.6, actually jumping in like that with the AWP was possible in a different way, but not so much in Global Offensive. But in 1.6, you could try and jump into certain positions. It was kind of like crouch peeking in, but you could like, yeah, jump so you land in a corner, and you're already kind of scoped up. It worked a little bit differently. I've not even thought about that. I completely forgot, but there was a time when people did that a little bit.
Maybe we'll see a little bit of adaptation come into that yet again with all the op changes, and with it still sticking around for now. But a 5-on-3. It's going to be tough for Na'Vi to fight their way back. They have all 3 men pushed up towards Banana. They have 3 smokes. They have 2 Molotovs to work with, so they could very well get AZ out of this spot back towards New Box and maybe force MSL back as smoke perfectly coming in. AZ moving his positions in towards Emo. MSL with a nice flash coming in. Does pick up the first kill. 2 men left to find, and he's looking for that second, but he can't connect that shot for now.
Oh, AC drops the bomb carrier. Flamey now alone on the bomb site here. 1v4. They don't even need the money from the bomb plant. They need him to try and clutch this round, and he tries, but it's not going to be quite enough in the end. He'll be in the fountain, dead with the fish. 14
Sleeping with
to
the
12.
fishes.
Exactly. I don't know. That was a critical round coming in from Dignitas. 14 to 12 here. They're still the favorites to win it, being CT sided, but you never know. If the problem for them is, if Na'Vi win this upcoming round, they're still very low on money.
And they know all about that from Mirage. Let's see, Nico, he was so crucial in that last round. He's going to peek up. He's not even looking at him. He picks up a clean kill onto Seized. And with this kill onto Guardian last round, that was what really put them through into it. But now Pimp watching the push into apartments, gets 1, can't... Oh no, he gets a second! And look at this, Caribou! No one's going to expect a second man in bedroom, and that is now going to be a 1-on-4 Guardian all by himself with the AWP in hand. Can't connect the first shot, can't connect a second. And there we go, Dignitas on match point, 15 to 12.
I know I always get surprised if there's a second man in bedroom. I'm just saying. Moving into the 28th round, it's going to get rough for Na'Vi now. What do you think, Jason?
I think it will. It definitely will. There's a couple of Tech-9s pop and 1 AK. And a lot of money for Dignitas to work with. They have everything they could possibly want. And the push is coming quickly towards Benna, but MSL, AZ both picking up 1 apiece. And they're looking at back with the help of that smoke. They're stopping this push to come in from Na'Vi. And look at the spot of MSL. What a great shot. He's going to get a second. No, AZ cleans that up. And now it's on Zeus to keep their hopes alive in the winner's side of this bracket. And I don't know if there's much you can do in a 1-on-5 situation. Even GG's being called out. And he's going to be flanked from so many different directions. But so well done by Dignitas in that. And there we go. MSL closing things out. AZ finishing 24-15. Nico 26-17. Just a phenomenal game out of both teams. You know, again, we had a 10-5 scoreline in the first half with Dignitas just completely walking over them on that T side. But to come back like that on T side Inferno for Na'Vi, even though it is such a strong map for him, is no easy feat.
What's so crazy is that you saw Na'Vi winning, was it 4 or 5 rounds in a row at some point in that second half?
Towards the end, yeah.
Which normally means you win Inferno because your TT side would have been so good, but because Dignitas got off to 8-0 in the beginning playing T side, it was like even playing 8-0, they still came close to losing against Na'Vi. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to Na'Vi in those first 8 rounds, but it lost them this best of 3. Well played Dignitas though. That was way above and beyond what I was expecting from them. So I'm actually super excited they were playing so well. And I think this is a wake-up call for Na'Vi. They're not out of the tournament yet. They need to do a lot better from here on out.
They do, and Dignitas, you know, again, the mind games that they're playing, the calling, like running in backwards through a smoke with a flashbang to catch him off guard, AZ picking up 2 kills. You can't always depend on one man to get 2 entry frags like that, but he did it so many times, again and again on that T side. And just the mind games alone, just the quick play, change up to slow play again, rushing through apartments. I mean, it was so well done, and Dignitas, they're starting to show that, you know, with Fetish out and MSL in, we're still a top team, and we're still here to compete, and they proved it, beating Na'Vi like that. Again, we were pretty much convinced of a 2-0 victory for Na'Vi if we just looked at this, you know, before we started. Yeah,
that was at least very likely that was going to happen, and I mean, we saw Na'Vi crushing Dignitas on Mirage, which, you know, maybe you thought that's going to lead into going to Inferno. Maybe they were going to get a little bit disheartened by that. Maybe it's going to be rough to recover from. They lost 16-2 on Mirage. Then they just come back and take 8 rounds in a row playing T-side Inferno. Stunning result, really.
It is, and I believe actually at the current moment we have TSM still playing Virtus Pro on the other stream. That's at twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO. But for the B stream, we'll be coming back with Envious up against Copenhagen Wolves in just a little bit of time. So guys, going to that quick little break, and we'll see you